We're the Lockwoods, and we're traveling the world to experience up close and in person all the natural wonders and distinct cultures that our kids would otherwise be learning about only through textbooks and TV. We're leaving Tokyo on a 2-hour trip to Kyoto at speeds above 300 kilometers per hour without leaving the ground. We're doing it by taking the world-famous Shinkansen bullet train between cities, and we've booked their first-class green car to see if it's worth the extra cost. If you've seen our Milan to Paris episode, you already know we're not very good at trains. So will this be a fast and simple point A to B, or are we on the fast track to another stressful day of travel? Let's get to it.
We're at Tokyo Station bright and early because we are taking a bullet train to Kyoto, and we don't know what we're doing quite yet. We know the instructions. First time going through this process, and we heard that it can be pretty crowded and there are long lines, and we just want to be prepared, and we're trying to catch the first train we can. Everything is so bright and clean. My gosh, this is nothing like a New York subway. Right when we walked in, this is exactly what we need to do. We need to go to this JR ticket station because I got a JR pass. That is what we have, that is what you need if you are traveling to multiple cities in Japan. So you have to order them ahead of time online, and they mail the vouchers to your house. Then you have to bring the vouchers here with your passport, and then they'll exchange them for actual tickets and passes. But this voucher gets us anywhere for the week that we're here, anywhere in Japan on a JR train. And that is a bullet train that we're taking today. We can't exchange the tickets until 7:30, so Phil and I need some food. We're gonna find some bento boxes, because that's the thing to do on a bullet train. You pick up your bento box on your way to the train and you eat it there.
While we're waiting, I want to check out the lockers over here and see how big they are, because we might have to leave our luggage later on in this trip so that we can explore. And oh, here's some big ones.
So if we could do, and those are taken, so that's something to keep in mind. They might be full. Those will fit that, and those will probably fit the kids.
I'd say we might have to have one of these big lockers for each one of our suitcases, and then the kids would share one. So 800 yen, 800 yen, 800 yen, 2,400 yen.
I want to get the Hop Rock one. I'm getting the Hop Rock one. And the second I said we should try something from a vending machine, I see this.
No, it's 6 a.m. We're not getting ice cream.
And you already had breakfast.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
And we can't get our bento boxes. There's a specific place that I want to get them at, Ekiben Matsuri inside, but we need our tickets first. So we're just kind of standing around waiting, which I'm okay with. I was really, really nervous that it was gonna be overwhelming and way too crowded, and it might be later on today, but right now we've got plenty of time. While we're waiting, I'm gonna show you this awesome app I found. It's been so helpful. And by the way, JR stands for Japan Rail. So we have the Japan Rail Pass. Now the app is Japan Travel. It was $14 to download, but worth every penny so far. We've been really using it pre-travel, and I know we're gonna use it a ton while we're here. So you go here and you can punch in your 2 locations, where you're starting, where you're going to, and then search for the train route. It gives you a couple of different options, but it knows that we have the JR Pass. So its first option is gonna say, take this train because it's free with your pass. Oh my gosh. Is this just me, or does anybody else have kids that do that? Just like I expected, it's recommending the 8:03 a.m. train to Kyoto that gets us in at 10:37. An hour later than we wanted, but we are flexible, so we're fine.
All right, guys, Mommy's going outside to make some short form content, so we need to kill a little bit of time. I think, yeah, let's get some ice cream.
Without knowing the perfect villain.
Okay, I can only take my bag though, so one of you has to take Mommy's bags.
Daddy, can I have an orange juice?
All right, buddy, go ahead.
Okay. Oh.
Seriously? I left for 1 minute.
Yeah, no, it's tap here. Oh, wow. That's spoon too. And then this is our change. It's spitting out our change. I think that's it.
Already see.
This, I'm pretty sure this is 650 yen, because that would be our change.
Not the money.
Good math, buddy.
Claim.
I knew that remote schooling would pay off.
It's warm.
Is it warm money?
That's like the best orange juice I've ever had.
Minute Maid.
That's sad.
Minute Maid in Japan.
What
It's
do you
the
mean
best
that's sad?
orange juice ever.
It's about the worst orange juice you can get.
This is Pop Rock ice cream, and look at that, right under the top coating. Oh, I wanted them to pop.
You got duds. Duds.
Probably because they're already wet. They're in ice cream, so.
It tastes good though. You just have to like move it around in your mouth and you barely feel it. Oh yeah, it definitely pops.
It does pop?
Mm-hmm. That's weird.
Okay, I think we killed 3 minutes there, so we're getting closer.
7:30 now, so time to exchange these for real tickets. Now we have to move down to a different kiosk because we actually have to get our seats for the train. So we have our passes, and now we need a specific ticket for the specific trains we're gonna take. And we choose our seats, and we're trying to get the 4 that face each other. A quad.
There are also the kiosks that are self-service, and if you have a little confidence in doing this sort of thing, you can use those. We prefer to talk to a human being because we have no idea what we're doing in a train station, obviously. Milan to Paris.
So we're going this way, and we have to get Ekiben, which is a bento box, a pre-made bento box that you typically would pick up on your way to your train and eat it on the train. And this is the best. I've done lots of research, and this is the best Ekiben place in the station, and it's on our way.
We actually have no idea where it is, and the last thing we want is to be late for our train or to even cut it close because that's what happened in Milan, and it was super stressful. So I think we might just skip it.
We still have plenty of time, but we gotta get something to eat because I'm starving.
We have 15 minutes until the train leaves. We could just get food on the train.
Let's just grab a bento box. This is gonna be the fastest food selection I have ever made.
All right, just pick 2 and let's go.
I'm gonna do this one. This one looks awesome. Okay. That's it. Hi. All right, so now we need platform 16, and we have maybe 10 minutes. Colt's actually leading the way here. He's taking charge. I love it.
16 and 17 cars, 1 through 10. We are car 10. So this is the side you have to go on. Someone who's in a bigger hurry than we are. Car 10, right here.
Right up to our car. We're 10.
See if I can put her. Hopefully this counts, because otherwise we have to put them on the end of the car.
We made it with a few minutes to spare, so going much smoother than our other trips so far. We might get the hang of the train thing by the time we leave Japan.
I'm hungry, I'm starving. Can we bust into those right away?
We totally can. And for a second, I put my tray down, thinking I have to put it back up for takeoff. We're not taking off. I'm crazy. So Phil mentioned before that we got the Green Pass. The Green Pass is their first class. It wasn't that much more expensive, especially considering that we have the pass for an entire week. So I think it was an additional $50 to $80 more per ticket to do the first class. Per person for the whole week. We're gonna check out some of these buttons. So to my right, oh, maybe push it back. Okay. Push it back. Oh, this goes back far. Whoa, guys. I'm like sitting on the kids' laps now. Oh my gosh. I wish we had this on our flight. A little reading light and the controls over on my left. We're moving. Oh my gosh. It is so quiet and so smooth, and that's because it's magnetic and it doesn't actually touch a track. It levitates and pushes forward through the magnetic field. Back to the seats though. So there's a button here, and I think it's for heated seats. Colt mentioned that the seats were heated, and I think he's right. He's totally right. They're heating my bum. But I'm warm, so I'm gonna turn it off. And charging, it's got charging station here. US style plugs, no adapter required.
Even though we have assigned seats, since there are so many empty seats on this, I almost said plane, we might switch to the other side of the aisle depending on where Mount Fuji is gonna be because we wanna see that during the trip.
Brooklyn mentioned you have adjustable footrest. Time for breakfast. Now we picked this out based on the photo, so we're in for a little bit of a surprise because we were in a rush. Pop down this corner, slide out. Ooh. Now looking at the picture, this is probably a crispy pork, and this is beef. Noodles. Oh, look at that carrot shaped as a flower. Chopsticks on the side. Toothpick? I'm assuming this is a napkin. And these noodles are tied up in a knot. Beef is good. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. And this, a little seaweed. I love that kind of seaweed. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do it, but I did it. It's really good. I really like it. It's really tender beef. Now I'm gonna try the pork. The beef is definitely better. Pork's a little dry, not crispy at all, which is understandable for being in a box. But the beef, big fan. It's like a little bean in the seaweed. That's a yummy little bean. Very yummy mushroom. Obviously marinated in like a soy sauce base. And then there's ginger, but I'm gonna skip the ginger. Not a fan. Actually, I'm gonna try it. I realize I'm in a different country trying totally new things and I gotta go for it. It's pickled. It's pretty good, actually. Yeah, I like it. I'm glad I tried it.
So much of our travel lifestyle is fueled by our favorite credit cards.
From Centurion Lounge Access from our American Express Platinum cards,
to Premier qualifying points through our United Club Infinite card.
Across our collection of cards, we earn everything from free room upgrades at luxury resorts,
to business and first class seats and awards flights around the globe.
And these cards are just one of dozens of cool products that make up the new Stuff We Love collection on our website.
Stuff We Love is a constantly updated curation of our favorite things across categories like experiences and adventures, travel clubs and travel gear, health and beauty, travel-friendly financial offerings, items for your home, and more.
To learn more about our favorite credit cards, go to followabc.com/credit cards.
Or go to followabc.com/stuffwelove to see all the things that help us travel comfortably
and live a life of adventure.
I love this little jingle, but I am going to show you the bathroom. Let's go right here. I've honestly found it a little gross when so many vloggers show bathrooms and stuff. I've never been that curious about bathrooms unless they're really magnificent, but I know a lot of people are curious. We're on the bullet train. What's the bathroom like? So we're going to show you. We have a little sink here. That's for, a seat cleaner. Okay. Here's our toilet here. Tissue for your kiddo. It's for babies. And the wastebasket is all the way down there. So this is the bidet. Stop, spray. Oh, look at the little tushies. This is the flush button and a call buzzer if you are in distress or need help at all. These are the photo instructions, just in case you didn't know how to use the bathroom. But that is it. No smoking in here. And now you've seen the bullet train bathroom. Let's head back. Ground's been fine.
So you may have noticed that we're not sitting in the quad configuration that we talked about. I think that was just lost in translation. This car doesn't actually have that, so instead he just seated us 2 and 2. But magically, nobody has checked our tickets yet, and I've heard that this is a thing. But officers are walking back and forth, and so far they haven't asked us at all. Also, we didn't even have to scan our actual seat assignment tickets coming through to get on the train at all. We were just doing our normal green passes for the JR pass. Maybe at some point here they're going to come by and ask to see them, maybe after we get through the 6 stops here so they know that everybody who's going to get on is on. But for now, you could really have a ticket for anywhere on this train and just come in here and sit down, and maybe some of these people have done that, I don't know.
Let's check on the kids, right over here. Check out how techie they are. They're set up with their devices and all plugged in and charging. How'd you get your space so shady?
Because there's a retractable window.
Although, I don't understand why you would use it. It's beautiful out. It's a beautiful day. You know what I love about this train? It is totally different than the one we had in Europe, is that when we go in the tunnels, it doesn't hurt your ears. I remember my ears hurting so bad every time we went into a tunnel in Europe. But here you don't feel anything. It is seriously the smoothest ride imaginable.
Here's an interesting fact. This train line was started in 1964 and has an impeccable safety record. Not a single fatality in that entire period of time from derailment or, things other than maybe somebody jumping on the tracks. I actually need to get a little bit of work done, so I'm going to pull out my computer, try to jump on the Wi-Fi and see how all of that works out. I'm going to move this to my secondary area. Automatically jumped onto this Wi-Fi network. I have no idea what the name of the network is on here, so I'm just going to try it. Look what I just found. It's 3 different trays. Okay, I got it. Shinkansen free Wi-Fi. That makes sense. All right, so let's see if I can connect before we go through another tunnel. Okay, it has emailed me a confirmation that I have to... So I have to go to the email and click on the confirmation so that I can get internet to then check email. Success. Okay, good to go.
Over there is Mount Fuji, and I was hoping we would get a really good look at it, but it's hidden in the clouds a bit because it is a really large volcano. It is actually 3 volcanoes in one, and its last eruption was 1707, so it's been a while. But it is considered a sacred mountain, and it's surrounded by 5 lakes. But the most interesting fact that I've learned about it was that women were forbidden to climb it until 1868. We are at our 3rd out of 6 stops, so halfway there when you think about it that way. And it would take us over 5 hours and 45 minutes to drive from Tokyo to Kyoto. So this is cutting it by about half, or it's a little more than half to get there because it's a 2.5-hour train ride. Still much faster, but the stops slow you down.
Do you know one of the things that Japan is known for?
What?
I think Japan is known for boba.
Well, the next stop is ours, so it's about to come to an end, but it's really been a great experience. The cars are really clean. Everything's in great shape. You know, the seats don't seem like they're worn down. But I'm not sure if it's worth it for the first class tickets because we haven't seen the economy class tickets, but I've heard they are great, so you might be fine either way. The ride has been so smooth and surprisingly really quiet. The train, not us. We're definitely the loudest things in here. I'm sorry. Way more comfortable than flying. I am a big fan of train travel. I feel like you get so much more work done. It's more convenient. You don't have to worry about the seatbelt light, landing and takeoff, and airport security, right? As long as you know where you're going and what you're doing, it's easy to just get to your train and go on with your day. But we've got to start getting our bags because our stop is coming up and the stops are short. They probably only stop for about 30 seconds to a minute, like fully stop. It's not that long.
May not have been quite as fast as flying, but definitely more comfortable, less of a hassle. So yeah, I would do that again for a couple of hours. I think it's gonna be really fun for the next week to take good advantage of that JR pass. It's notable that this train line is now 60 years old, or will be next year, and still, like, the design of the train cars themselves really haven't fundamentally changed in any way, shape, or form. They were futuristic back then. They still look futuristic today.
And we've got to find a taxi stand. We're heading to our hotel and we're starting our next episode right away. So subscribe to see us in all of our journeys throughout Japan. And we are on our way to go see our best friends, the Ocampos. We're doing a collab next.
We're the Lockwoods. Aaron, Phil, Reagan, Brooklyn, and Cole. We're traveling the world to experience, up close and in person, all the natural wonders and distinct cultures that our kids would otherwise be consuming only through textbooks and TV. We think it's a better way to learn, and we're working hard to fund this little experiment in the hope that our kids will grow up wiser, kinder, and more grateful for the beauty of our diverse planet and its people.